Welcome to another edition of Smart Chat here on YouTube.com. I hope all is well. Thank you for taking the time to look at this video. Do you want to do something a little bit different? Netflix has a documentary out, 4 Days in October, ESPN 30 for 30. Came out some time ago. And I watched it and I thought to myself, this is great. I loved it. So I just want to give you kind of like my thoughts, my analysis, kind of everything about this video. It's probably going to contain spoilers, so if you haven't watched it, don't want to be spoiled, don't watch this video. But I just want to give you my brief overall thoughts on this video, and not gonna go too much in detail, but there will be some spoilers there. And the documentary picks up after the Red Sox, and for the ALCS, Red Sox versus Yankees, and the Red Sox are down 3-0. I'm a huge Yankee fan, so I remember this game vividly. This is that series, if you remember, with the bloody sock of Kurt Schilling. And, it picks up when Red Sox are down 3-0. So what do you have to remember watching this documentary and remembering that game from those years ago is at that point, no one had has come down from, being down 3-0. Okay? Looking ahead in that series, Game 4, obviously must win for the Red Sox. And Dan Shaughnessy, they show clips throughout each game. Kind of you get a feel of what is happening in that city. Okay? Shaughnessy was saying that this team's a fraud, embarrassed themselves, that they're embarrassment, a disgrace, the curse will live on. And you just ripped them. And Shaughnessy's around the cage for Game 4, okay? And he's, I believe he was speaking with Kevin Millar. And Kevin Millar goes, you know what? They better put us away over here at home. Or else they better get the job done. Or else he's like that he could still see them doing something. He was saying, listen, Game 5, we have Pedro. Game 6, we have Kurt Schilling. Game 7, all bets are off. And Dan Shaughnessy was like, I kind of smirked and chuckled. The game, and it gives you like important stages, moments in the game. So where we're at now, it's like another one of the things that I remember in this documentary. It's a 4-3 lead. 8-1 was Mariano in the postseason. So the dominant closer is in. It's 4-3. 4-3 lead is what the Yanks have. Okay? 3 more outs to go. Okay? Bottom of the order is up there. It goes into day 2 now because this game was taking forever, and hence now it's day 2. Day 1 was the beginning of Game 4. Day 2, the game is long. It's after 12 o'clock. Millar walks. Okay? Dave Roberts pinch runs for Millar. Kevin Millar. Bill Miller at bat. Roberts jump starts, steals on Posada. I mean, steals on Posada. No one steals on Posada, right? Safe is the call. Ground ball. Miller. Tie score. The score is tied. Rivera blows the lead, obviously, with Miller scoring. Blown save. 4-4 after 9. We're going to extra innings. It's after 1 a.m. Ortiz, the 12th, walk-off home run. 3-1 now. Is this a momentum change? And And the crowd, it came alive. You've seen shots of the bar at in Boston. You've seen shots at the bar in New York, and the Yankee fans were like, all right, one game, no big deal. Red Sox fans, players in the locker room were saying, keep the faith. Keep the faith. Day 3, it's now Moose versus Martinez. Francona is saying there in the locker room is that that the team never gets down. In an interview, he never gets down. Nothing could shake them. Remember, in that year, Martinez would be a free agent. Okay, so it's 2-1 Red Sox. Bottom of the 6th. This is now game 5. 2 out, bases loaded. Jeter, 3-run double. 4-2 Yanks. Okay? Bottom of the 8th. No outs. Bases empty. Gordon in. And Gordon coming into that game, has been pitching. Consecutive appearances in pretty much every game. Tom Gordon, former Red Sox. And what happens? Ortiz hits a home run off Gordon. 4-3. Millar is then up. He's walks. Dave Roberts again. Pinch runs for Millar. Trout Nixon at bat. Base hit, center field. Tying run on third. Yankee fans are saying, geez, could this really be happening? Mo is then in. Okay, now here comes Mariano Rivera again, trying to right the wrongs. And you see, and it's like dramatic. You have the dramatic music. You have everything going on. Veritek, hit to center. Roberts, score, tying run. 4-4 tie. Top of the 9th. We then go to the top of the 13th. Wakefield, scoreless inning. And during that time, okay, when Wakefield had that scoreless inning, 3 balls on 3 different pitches go past Veritek, loses the ball. Still no damage was done. Scoreless inning. Bottom of the 14th, okay? It's a 10-pitch at bat, I believe. Very least. Long at bat. Hit to center by Ortiz. Game back to New York. Game 6. Holy shit, what is happening? What is happening? Change of atmosphere. Crowd, now it's okay. Now it's 3-2. Now it's time to panic. I remember watching that game, and I was thinking to myself, you know what? This is never, come on, this is the Red Sox here that we're talking about. And throughout this documentary as well, again, Ortiz was the toast of the town. You get insight into the locker room of the Red Sox. And the documentary really just focuses on the Red Sox, like behind the scenes, the locker room, the team on the bus. So you constantly get that. And again, now you have Schilling going into Game 6. This team is already won 2 in a row off the evil empire. This team is loosey-goosey. And you get the feeling that the Yankees are getting a little bit tensed, and, Schilling, in the locker room going into Game 6 is saying, why not us? Why not us? You remember that catchphrase. So this is October 9th of 2004 now, okay? It's day 3. Schilling, if you remember, going into Game 6, the big talk is that he has a bad ankle. The New York media, saying, listen, he can't push off that leg. Spike Lee being interviewed on the field. Listen, it ends tonight. They can't win 3 in a row. They can't win it. And I thought it as well. You got a shot there before the game starts of Schilling. You got a look of how bad that ankle is when he takes off the Band-Aid. And boy, did it look nasty. Nasty. Schilling was obviously Red Sox. You go on the mound, Yankees Stadium, he is getting booed. Game 6, booed. And Schilling goes that, when Schilling is commentating, he's like, listen, that he wanted the boos. He wanted to, that he wanted to feed off of it. He was feeding off those boos. And as soon as he comes on that, this is throughout that course of that game there, you see the shots of the bloody sock. Like, that was like the main thing during that game. And the Yankees, and I remember watching this game, Schilling on the mound, the Yankees just start off swinging, free swings. I mean, just swinging and not even working the count. And before you know it, it's 4-0 Boston. Bellhorn, I believe, has a home run. And just looking at Schilling throughout this course of the game, he even said it himself. It seems like that ankle was in a world of pain. He even said that he couldn't even feed his foot. Yeah, people were saying that, commentating that this is a scene out of The Natural. That type of gritty performances as the game was going on. And I'm thinking to myself, watching this game, and it was even mentioned as well, why aren't the Red Sox bunting? I mean, not the Red Sox. Why aren't the Yankees bunting? Test that ankle. Schilling at a point during this game, 10 straight outs, through 7, 1 run, 4 hits. 1 run on 4 hits. Wouldn't be surprised if Curt Schilling gets in, if that sock is, I believe it's even in the Hall of Fame. Just a great performance. Bottom of the 8th, 4-2, tying run. A-Rod, you remember this, right? A-Rod versus Arroyo, Bronson Arroyo. Ground to first. And what happens? What happens? A-Rod swats the ball out of Arroyo's hand. Jeter scores apparently 4-3. Runner tying run in scoring position. But the call is reversed. The umpires come together. They didn't have replay back then, but the umpires come together and they reverse the call. A-Rod is standing there looking perplexed, pouting. And, you have Cabrera doing the crybaby motion on the field as the call is being reversed. Crap is being thrown on the field because the call is reversed. NYPD, because of so much shit, baseballs, batteries, garbage, beer bottles is just being thrown on Yankee Field. That what happens is that the NYPD is on the field for the rest of the game, on the sides there. Day 4 now goes in. It's again another day. And Keek Folk comes in 4-2. 3-2 count to Tony Clark. swing and miss. Schilling now is proclaimed John Wayne, Hart, Willis Weed performance. And guess what? Series is tied. Crowd erupts. It just, and they make it dramatic too, this documentary, because they actually like do all the dramatic music and all of that. Okay. Game 7, it's the big showdown, and you get a sense of the headlines again from New York and from Boston. Can they, reverse the curse? Again, headline: Yankees never lose and never lost a Game 7 in Yankee Stadium. And this game starts off fast for the Red Sox. Ortiz, Damon. And before you know it, it's 6-0. Blown open very early. Just after 2 innings. 4th, Damon again. Now it's 8-1 lead. Derek Lowe. Okay, Derek Lowe pitching. Serviceable pitcher, but when you think Derek Lowe, many spots. He was a starter, a reliever, a closer. When you think of Derek Lowe, you didn't think that the Yankees, facing Derek Lowe, would have just 1 hit off of him through 6. 1 run. 2 days rest. 2 days rest for Derek Lowe that game. And it was, the crowd was stunned. I was stunned. And you get a sense of that. You get a aerial of what is going on with the crowd then. El Pedro then comes in after Lowe pitches perfectly. Couple of months ago, just a couple of weeks ago, this is when Pedro Martinez was said, that the Yankees are my daddy after he got rocked. And as soon as Pedro comes in, what happens? The crowd says, "Who's your daddy?" Erupts through the stadium. And why they brought in Francona brought in Martinez, I really don't know. Maybe to right the ship, make Pedro feel confident again, but it didn't work out too well. All of a sudden now, even though we're down so much, Pedro comes in. It's now a 5-run game. We chip away a little bit, okay? But just as quickly as that, it's 8-3 at that point. They take out Pedro because he gives up some runs there. Takes out Pedro. They took out Pedro. Next thing you know, we give it right back. It's 10-3 eventually. And that's the ball game. That's the ball game. Even at that point when Pedro came in, I still was thinking to myself, listen, we have a chance. But it didn't happen. And Red Sox went on to win. They won the series between the Yankees. They actually went on to win the World Series. And after that out against the Yankees, and they're going to the World Series, you see signs of shots like Red Sox fans that were there, that they were born in 1919 and haven't seen a World Series. And for those fans that never seen a World Series, the old-time fans, kind of felt happy for them. They finally, quote-unquote, reversed the curse. So it's a good documentary because it's really like behind-the-scenes stuff. And like kind of the shots that they do and the reactions in the crowd. It's definitely worth watching. And it takes you through all the critical points of the game. So, and obviously after the Red Sox beat the Yankees, they did go on to win the World Series. This is a documentary that I would definitely recommend that you watch if you haven't watched it, if you're a huge baseball fan. I definitely think it's worth a watch. I do want to do a little bit more of these as I watch more documentaries. I'm watching now a documentary on Sheik. It's a wrestler, and It's pretty good too. And also I've watched Michael Jordan in his days when he was playing minor league baseball for the White Sox. So do want to talk about that as well eventually. So I want to roll out these type of videos as well. I hope all is well. Thank you for reliving this horrible series of with me being that I'm a Yankee fan. But it's a series that will go down in baseball history. Hope all is well. Look forward to speaking very, very soon.